Hello and welcome. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Moon Jamaluddin, your guest host for the evening on behalf of IAA Houston, the Indo-American Association. We are live here tonight with Radhika Day, a board member of IAA, and Sunny from Riyaaz Qawwali. Stay tuned as we hear more about IAA, as well as some of their collaborations with Riyaaz Qawwali. So welcome, Sunny and Radhika. Such a pleasure to have you. And Sunny, your reputation precedes you. You hardly need any introduction at all.
Hi, Moon.
Hi.
Hi, Moon. I was talking on mute. Thanks. Excited to be here.
Awesome. So just to get our audience caught up, I'd like to show them a little sneak peek of one of your first collaborative works, the Bollywood mashup music video. So if we could cut to that clip, we'll talk about it right after.
लागे तुमसे मन की लगन लगन लागे तुमसे मन की लगन लगन लागे तुमसे मन की लगन लगन लागे तुमसे मन की लगन गली गली घूमे दिल तुझे ढूंढे गली गली घूमे दिल तुझे ढूंढे तेरे बिन तरसे नयन लागे तुमसे मन की लगन लगन लागे तुमसे मन की लगन लगन लागे तुमसे मन की लगन लगन लागे गली गली घूमे दिल तुझे ढूंढे तेरे बिन तरसे नयन जग घूमिया थारे जैसा ना कोई जग घूमिया थारे जैसा ना कोई ना वो अखियां रूहानी कहीं ना वो चेहरा नूरानी कहीं दिल वाली बातें भी ना वो सजदी जवानी कहीं जैसी तू है वैसी रहना जब घूमिया थार जैसा ना कोई.
And we're back. That was wonderful. So that is the talent of Riyaaz Qawwali. And this music video, the Bollywood mashup, was created in collaboration through IAA's effort called Artist in Residence. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
Wonderful. So I'm going to throw some questions out, and you guys can jump in and answer as you will. So, well, actually, let me direct this to Sunny. How would you describe the music that you typically create? Like, what's your influence?
Yeah, so first of all, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be talking to the audience of Riyaaz Qawwali and IAA Houston. The music we create, as our name Riyaaz Qawwali suggests, is devotional. Qawwali comes from Sufi Islam, and what we do is sing Qawwali music that's traditional, but then also we sing bhajans and kirtans and ghazals that really showcase all of South Asia and the devotional culture that spans India, North and South, Bangladesh, Pakistan, so on and so forth, that region of South Asia.
That's awesome. So as I mentioned, Artist in Residence, this is a new effort that is presented by Indo-American Association. So Radhika, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, the Artist in Residence program was actually initiated by the Indo-American Association Houston last year. And the goal behind it was to foster a closer relationship with some amazing talent, artists such as Riyaaz Qawwali. And Riyaaz Qawwali and our collaboration has been the first one of this kind. And we commissioned them to develop a series of special music videos which would actually touch and speak to a much wider audience, especially during the challenging times we've had or lived through this past year.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's
so true.
Yeah, definitely. Who hasn't felt that? So actually, speaking on that topic, we've definitely turned everything internet-based. Digital platform is our lives nowadays. So how would you say that the internet has impacted, Riyaaz Qawwali and the music industry in general?
Well, every performing artist especially has been hit because all of a sudden no longer can we go to work every day. If I, going back to my corporate job, I would go into an office in the morning, and now with Riyaaz, it was performances. No longer could we do that starting in March. The internet has been around for a while, right? This is nothing new that I'm telling you, and so have all these platforms. But all the experiments that were done before, for example, YouTube and all the videos and content there, old and new, it's just come to everybody's forefront. Organizations like IAA are thinking forward about development of new content rather than just regurgitating old stuff. And I think that's really powerful. It's powerful for audiences because they get to experience something that they may have not heard or felt before, seen before. And it's powerful for artists because it keeps their creative juices flowing. So kudos to them for thinking about this. Riyaaz Qawwali has been creating content on social media since about 2008, 2009. Our videos are sort of, some of those are still on, and they're like in really bad quality and black and white and stuff. Even though we had color, we just had black and white content.
We still love the content, don't worry.
Yeah, thank you. So I think the internet's changed it in good ways. There is something to be said about the monetization and how artists will get paid, but I think it's organizations like IAA. I've had a relationship with IAA on behalf of Riyaaz Qawwali for a while, but over the last year or so, through this longer interaction, it's really helped me grow an understanding of people like Radhika ji and Sheetal ji and Somda ji who've been taking the organization into a new direction.
Wonderful. So let me piggyback off of that topic real quick. How has the artist in residence relationship through IAA helped you develop further? I mean, you're well-established musician. You have a very talented team. So what can you tell me more about what exactly that has helped you develop further in?
Sure. I like to think about performances as a weekend stay, right? Or I sometimes say that we go on first date with organizers, right? So this weekend, pre-COVID, I'm talking, I'm with Houston audiences and I'm going to do 1 or 2 performances. And then next week I may be in another part of the world, part of the country, part of the state, whatever that may be. And so you don't develop a long relationship with a presenter where you have multiple opportunities to iterate and change. And the artist in residency really provides that. And I'm excited about that. At the same time, that I have learned about them, they've learned about us and the work that we've done. So, internet content and social media content is something that's been part of our journey. And so I was excited to speak to Radhika ji and the rest of the board, about last year to talk about what could an internet presence, a meaningful presence on social media feel like and look like for IAA. And again, just honored that they took this small meeting so seriously because they're thinking about artists in a holistic way. And we've been able to now do 2 videos. The first one that you just watched, the Bollywood, mashup. By the way, this is the first time that IAA got us to do Bollywood stuff. So, thanks to them. And then we just released another one.
Awesome.
That's so exciting. I love the analogy Sunny made about the dating game. So it looks like the dates did go further. It progressed to the 3rd and the 4th. So we're now doing shows with them and collaborating with Riyaaz. It's been a wonderful experience working with them.
I can see that. It's such great energy. I love the collaboration. So Radhika, I understand that Artist in Residence is a new program as of last year, but I know that IAA has been around for 28 some years. What has been like? What was the the purpose of the organization from its inception, what else have you guys experienced or explored before developing Artist in Residence?
So as you said, the Indo-American Association Houston has been around for 28 plus years, and our mission has been to introduce and foster the arts and culture of India and introduce it to Houstonians, both Desi and non-Desi. And we really do believe that music and the arts are an international religion that bind everyone, regardless of faith, color, nationality. And to this end, we have brought in, over the years, all kinds of world-class artists to Houston to perform. And this has included music of all genres, dances, both classical and modern, dance dramas, thought-provoking stage plays, Broadway-style extravaganzas, you name it, and we've done it. And they've always been at some of the finest theaters around town. And however, as we all know, last year was a strange year, and everything came to a screeching halt. And we had to pivot very quickly and find a new platform. And it was really fortuitous that we met Sunny at the same time. And, or rather, we've known about Sunny, we've had him perform for us, but this meeting that he referenced happened at the same time. And it led to the digital platform. And IAA has been very aggressively producing shows for the digital platform, to the extent that we hosted almost 80 plus shows last year digitally. So we had to find a way not just to keep in touch with our artists and keep them encouraged, but also stay connected with our audience and continue to entertain them in their own homes, in the safety of their own homes. And our hope is to come back and, obviously as soon as it's safe to do so, we will go back to having live in-person events, in addition to our digital platform, which has grown exponentially, and we will continue to grow that.
I love that blended mindset. It's definitely forward-thinking, and that's impressive. 80 shows in about a year's time. That's it's not easy to produce quality shows like that. So kudos to you.
Yeah, and if I can chime in and just thank them from the artist perspective. Supporting 80 artists where the rest of the world shut down, that in itself is a financial burden that they really took on and have never complained to me, or I haven't heard any complaints to any artist. And so organizations that are really forward thinking like this are crucial as we change, as we have meaningful dialogue, as the art community has been, of what does equity mean? And here we have IAA Houston saying, instead of shutting down, we're going to double down and reach out to people here and, back home and bring them on board and continue to showcase. So, kudos to you and the board.
Thank you. Credit goes to the entire board.
Definitely. Yes, much appreciated. So Sunny, I know we watched a clip from the Bollywood mashup, and so I hear that we have a clip of the Kabir Bhajan show as well. Do you want to say a quick couple of words before we cut to the clip?
Sure. This was the second video that we produced. What's been really interesting is that we've had a dialogue with some of the IAA members as to what we can produce, and what felt right content-wise was this Kabir Bhajan. Kabir is a saint that's loved on every front. I'm speaking religiously, and I also think that his writings, even though they were hundreds of years ago, they're still relevant today. So we picked something that was very important. Last year was an election year here. Even in 2019, we had very divisive things that were happening even within Houston, outside of Houston. So what we needed to do in the arts world was to bring people together, make them share space, and not new space. Kabir wrote this hundreds of years ago, but it's relevant today. The lyrics are Haman hai ishq mastana, haman ko hoshyari kya. And, equally important are the dohe that we inserted in there. But we're just excited about presenting this as a way to bring people to a mutual space where they can celebrate their individualities, as you'll visually see in the video, but also appreciate being together.
You know, I'm going to sneak in a question before we cut to the clip. I
Sure.
feel like that definitely resonates with the cool story that you have as to why you only go by your first names. Can you elaborate
Sure.
on that?
Yeah, you know, we as an ensemble have a lot of people with a lot of different backgrounds. You know, Qawwals usually are one family, right? They usually are from one city. They usually have sometimes generations behind them presenting. Here, you know, I'm an immigrant, as is everybody else in Riyaaz Qawwali. So there are Hindus and Muslims, people who are agnostics and atheists. And if you think about that, there's an atheist person singing and giving themselves and their identity up enough to sing Qawwali, a devotional art form. That's beautiful in itself. But we also have people from different ethnic backgrounds. You know, if somebody's Indian, there's somebody who's Pakistani. And so we feel that when speaking, when being interviewed, when talking, sticking to as ambiguous of a name as possible is helpful, because sometimes South Asians do have a tendency to box people in, me included. You know, it's not just everyone else that I'm pointing the finger to, but you know, everyone thinks about, okay, that name, oh, he must be that from there, and his mom and dad must do these things at home. And we try to avoid that, because for 2 hours on stage, we present devotional music that's supposed to bring you in. So coming off, the first question sometimes I get asked is, oh, so Rita, where are you from? So we've developed a different
Classic, right? Classic.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. So I won't make the audience wait any longer. Purav, can we cut to the clip?
हमन है इश्क मस्ताना, हमन को होशियारी क्या, हमन है इश्क मस्ताना, हमन को होशियारी क्या, रहे आजाद इस जग से, रहे आजाद इस जग से, हमन को दुनिया से यारी क्या, हमन है इश्क मस्ताना, हमन को होशियारी क्या, होशियारी क्या, होशियारी क्या, हमन है इश्क मस्ताना, हमन को।
Love the black and white and the colors, Sunny.
Thank you. You know, yeah.
That was wonderful. I loved it. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And we noticed the two different flavors from the Bollywood mashup to the Kabir Bhajan, but it's like so well delivered, so emotional. It was really nice to watch. So that begs the question: what's next? Since you have such a wide range of presence, what's up and coming? What's new?
I think you know, what's new is we're excited about continuing to produce. We're producing another video, music video for IAA. I'm sure we'll be talking about that as we come closer to releasing it. And then secondly, I've been bugging, you know, Radhika ji and the board about other projects, and they've been so gracious to always, you know, be like, okay, we'll listen to your crazy idea. So one of the ideas, you know, as the year developed in a very serious manner was at the heels of what just happened this afternoon. You know, there are people of color across the United States that are really facing discrimination that we need to address. And it is no small thing what verdict came in today in the brutality that a Black American had to face. at the hands of police, So I have been thinking about doing something with the Black American community for a long time. And so there may be something like that's coming up. And I won't be too cagey. It's exciting. But from the artist's perspective, we're looking at doing praise music. Gospel has roots in Houston, in the South itself, and Qawwali is sort of praising the divine from the Islamic culture, and we're looking at doing the collaboration of gospel and Qawwali. And we're so excited that IAA is behind this initiative. It'll be presented by Riyaaz Qawwali and another gospel ensemble of Texas origin. So it'll be, two Texas voices projecting and showcasing their individuality on one shared space.
What better way to demonstrate harmony, right?
Yeah.
And it's so topical. It's so perfect for this time. And I have to say, Sunny came up with this well before this verdict. So it's been in the works for a while, and we're so excited and so grateful for the city of Houston, who's also behind this and supporting this initiative.
Yes, that's right. And, to get, sort of support from the city, it really elevates the conversation so that we can really talk beyond just the South Asian community. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And it'll be nice. The first time we presented for IAA was 10 years ago, and they are a premier presenting organization. I remember Hariji, bringing us in like 2011 and 2012, and thanks to them wanting us back again several years later, we came back. But this is development of new work, as Radhika ji said, topical. In this present moment, such an important dialogue needs to be had within our community about racism and xenophobia and colorism, and the arts are a wonderful way to do that. I'm so excited about what will be that programming later on this fall.
Well, I can't wait. It's going to be wonderful, I'm sure, and just powerful, I can only imagine, based on the works that you guys do produce. And it's going to be very exciting. That being said, what are your thoughts on like the role that organizations like IAA can play in showcasing work like of Texas-based artists such as yourself, Riyaaz Qawwali, and other major productions that can be highlighted?
Well, first of all, if I haven't said this enough, I think IAA is doing a lot of that already. I mean, going from 15 shows, in-person shows, to 80 shows, I don't know how much more we can ask of them. But if you're going to ask me to press on, I would say that it's pertinent for us as a community that is now settled in the United States to be thinking about the development of work rather than just taking from South Asia and dropping it here and force feeding people. I respect a lot of art that's produced across the world, across the ocean in India and Pakistan. And people are hungry for that art. But people are also hungry for art that speaks to them and their experience as a South Asian immigrant, of 30 and 50 years. And so that is a role an organization that is established can play. And I'm very excited to be partnering up with them as they look into this space of development and cultivating a relationship with a local artist like Riyaaz Qawwali. So on behalf of Riyaaz Qawwali and the many personalities that compose of this bouquet of a ensemble, I want to just thank you guys for having us today, and also for supporting the quirky and new work we're doing.
Quirky is the new cool. What can I say? Well, we do have just a few minutes here, and I want to express the gratitude for Sunny and Riyaaz Qawwali and artists alike for continuing to participate in creating the arts that keep us going and stay connected to our roots and beyond, and understand the collaborations within our differences. And so it's definitely something really wonderful that you're doing, and I, for one, definitely appreciate that. And then Radhika, for you and the board of members and organizations like IAA that produce a platform for artists like Sunny and others to be highlighted and be shared and celebrated. So really, thank you to both of you. And I hope our viewers enjoyed this really amazing opportunity to learn more and experience a little clip of your performances on the videos. So without much further ado, I will wrap up here for today, and we will be back again soon with more fun topics. So thank you guys. Really appreciate your time.
Lovely to see you both. Thank you.
Good to see you too. Bye-bye.